Hi guys, good evening. Welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in today's video I will be doing my episode review for the latest episode of The Mist, which premiered earlier this week. Excuse me. Excuse me. My apologies. Which premiered earlier this past week on Thursday night on Spike TV. Whew, yikes. Talk about intense and cray-cray. Before I get started, of course, and I start gushing about it and I keep talking too long, please be warned that this video review will be full of big spoilers regarding the most recent episode. So if you are not caught up on The Mist by this episode or by the past couple episodes, do not keep watching or listening, as I will be going into spoiler details. So, you have been warned. That being said, great episode. You know, we finally are seeing people starting to crack in more ways than one. You know, we see the powers, the abilities of the Mist itself were a little bit explored more. We saw some interesting character moments where, you know, we saw some characters who weren't really getting along at first are starting to, you know, come together now. And overall, it was just a really good episode. You know, there was a lot of shit going on. You know, we had the crazy doctor experimenting on people, and then Kevin, who of course was saved by his allies, you know, he's trying to figure out how long it takes somebody to die in the mist, or like how to fight off the mist or something like that. I get what he was trying to accomplish, but I cannot condone his practices. That was pretty fucked up to do. So, you know, I understand what he was trying to do, but I don't agree with the way he was going about it. So that was pretty messed up. But thank goodness Adrian and Jonah, we're going to call him now, because, you know, he's not Brian Hunt, obviously. Well, I guess he could be now that he killed the real Brian Hunt. And the real Brian Hunt was saying, they're coming for you. Like, who's they? The government? The National Guard? Like, who's they? Who exactly is he referring to? And, you know, obviously he recognized Jonah, but Jonah did not recognize the real Brian Hunt, and then that led to a big fight, and then of course Jonah killed him. So now Jonah, or Brian, could indeed become Brian Hunt, but at least he's feeling a lot better. You know, thank goodness his leg is feeling better. That way he was able to help save Kevin. And then we saw a little bit of, you know, I think we got to explore a little bit of Mia's guilt or subconscious, in a way, where we saw her hallucinating or seeing her mother, who was trying to convince her to kill herself. And, you know, I think this explains a lot about Mia's behavior, like why she was a druggie, because her mom didn't really raise her, because they were spending all their time in a psych ward because her mom was suffering from bipolar disorder. And then, like, she's obviously feeling guilty about not being the greatest daughter, while her mom should feel guilty about not being the greatest mother and not being there when her mother died. And I think that was, you know, at first I thought it might have been her hallucinating because she had been off drugs for a while, and this was like a symptom of withdrawal. But I started to think that this actually might be the Mist messing with her. And as the doctor was saying before, the previous experiments died, like these things were happening to them that were happening to them because of them, because the Mist could feel their fear or their paranoia, and that's what the Mist used to kill them or something like that. So there's some kind of supernatural element to the Mist. Not only do I think there are creatures in the Mist that some we still haven't seen yet, but, you know, there's definitely a more supernatural element to it that's a bit more, I don't want to use the term magical, or mystical, I guess would be a better word, but it can somehow read people, and that's how it gets to them in one way or another. So I don't know, but you know, like I said, you know, it was interesting to see Mia's background kind of explored, and then she kind of snapped out of it and realized, yes, I do have someone waiting for me. And then she heads back to the hospital after she realizes that she can't abandon her friends, or at least Brian. Brian is like the one she's become closest to. And then, you know, then we also got to see, oh God, I really hated this character, this character was getting on my nerves, and I'm glad he's gone now, or at least I'm assuming he's gone, because he stopped yelling after a while. And I thought Natalie, the crazy old lady, was the crazy one, but this kid was like the religious fanatic of the show. And not even the priest or Natalie are acting that fanatical, but this guy was. You know, he's like, I have to hurt you unless you accept God into your life. I'm going to keep smacking you until you accept the Lord. You know, that is not how you get people to believe in God. But, you know what, I'm glad Natalie was smart. That was smart. You know, I thought she was going to defend herself with that stick, but then she sees the window nearby. Boop! Psh, and then she gets out of there, locks the door, and it allows the mist to come in. And hopefully that door, you know, stays secured and the mist doesn't get into the rest of the church. But now with the little religious nut out of the way, hopefully things can calm down at the church. And it seems like the priest is becoming beside himself. He's like, yeah, I just don't want to, you know, deal with this or mess with the mist or with Natalie right now. So, and I think this is also going to really get people to listen to and sympathize with Natalie, the people who are stuck in the church with her. You know, she was already preaching to them about, you know, the dark black journal, whatever she called it or something like that, or about nature, and they were already kind of listening to her. And the priest cleverly, I kind of liked this, you know, he started practicing the organ so that nobody could really listen to her talk. I thought that was pretty smart of the priest. But I think this is only going to earn Natalie brownie points with her fellow survivors, because, you know, they're going to feel sorry for her after she got wailed on by this younger man who is clearly a nut job. Or, you know, he was becoming so scared and desperate, you know, he was turning into a religious nut job. So glad he's out of the picture, or at least I assume he is. Now, granted, we didn't see anything kill him, but I think it's implied that something in the mist eventually did kill him. So maybe he's still trapped up there in the steeple. Who knows? And then cutting back to the mall, I thought it was really clever of Alice to create these fake flyers, and then I think what she did is she went up to the upper level of the mall and threw them out the window to make it look like they were blowing around outside. Because we saw the security guard out there, and I'm like, what the hell is he grabbing? Oh, the flyers. And that makes a lot of sense. You want to keep people calm and make them feel safe. Or as safe and as calm as possible. The best way to prolong that until help actually comes is to give them the idea. In a way, it is kind of like lying to them, but at the same time, I understood why she did it, and I wonder if I would have done the same thing in her shoes. Like, you know, come up with a story to distract people with, and, you know, make them feel safe and at ease. And I'm glad that the mall manager was in on it, that he agreed with what she was doing and he helped her do it. Okay, there was one thing about this episode that was really throwing me off, because I just recently saw that trailer by accident, the newest trailer for It. And one of the reasons why I haven't seen the original It, and I probably won't see the remake until I see the original at some point, is the scene with the little boy in the yellow raincoat, and when he first sees Pennywise popping out of the sewer. And when Alex was trying on outfits and she has that little yellow jacket on, it reminded me of the yellow rain jacket that the boy is wearing in the It trailer. And I'm like, oh my god, I don't know if this was deliberate or not, if this was supposed to be another Stephen King Easter egg or something, but it's really distracting, and it's kind of hard to not think about it because that trailer is still fresh in my mind, and it was so creepy, so scary. I mean, it was good, but it was creepy. And I'm like, oh, I can't stop thinking about the It trailer by watching her try on this yellow jacket. I don't know. Am I overthinking this, guys? What do you think? Can you tell me, please? So besides that one little detail, very good episode, very intense, pretty exciting stuff. I'm glad that our little misfit band of survivors are reunited together. Mia came back to the hospital, and now they're all going to try to leave again, or at least they're going to be stuck in the psych ward for a while, and hopefully they'll get to the mall at some point. So yeah, good stuff. I'm looking forward to seeing more. I wonder if it was indeed the accused rapist who did indeed set fire to the break room where Alex was to save her, although that seems a bit elaborate, and he doesn't strike me as a total sociopath, so I don't think it was him. I think it was more likely the mother of the daughter of the young girl who died, and Alex was somehow spared, and that in turn will make the woman resent and hate Alex, and this might have been her attempt to try to kill her. So, like I said, we will see when we see. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me for another episode review here on the EdWord. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying The Mist as much as I am. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel as we continue to follow along Season 1 of The Mist, which premieres new episodes every Thursday night on Spike TV. Check your local listings for times. Don't forget to check out my Facebook page in the description down below. I think you'll like what you see. Have a great rest of the day if I don't see you again. And of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.